Hey everyone, okay, so in this video I'm going to talk to you about Disney legend Howard Ashman. Now, to give you a little background, a little, context in regards to Mr. Ashman, Walt Disney passed away in the late 60s. Now, from the late 60s to like the mid 80s, there was a major void. Obviously, Walt was irreplaceable. And when he passed away, it left a massive void in the company. And the animated features, I'm being honest with you guys right now, the animated features got progressively worse after his passing. Okay, so his absence was very much felt, right? Well, Roy Disney, the nephew of Walt, had an integral part in the 80s in regards to finding new management for the Walt Disney Company. He found Mr. Michael Eisner and Jeffrey Katzenberg. Okay, so they joined the Walt Disney Company in the 80s, and what happened was that they were looking for ways to infuse new passion, new energy into these animated films that was so sorely lacking, right? So they approached this gentleman by the name of Howard Ashman, Broadway guy, musical theater, and they gave him 3 projects. It was a Tina Turner biopic, I believe, Thief of Baghdad, live action film, which ultimately led to Aladdin, an animated musical, The Little Mermaid. Howard Ashman said, "You know what, Little Mermaid, I want to get involved with animation." Howard Ashman came on to this project and he killed it. He absolutely killed it. He schooled and lectured, the animation department on why music is so important to the Disney animated film. Okay? He gave them background, and he gave them, basically like a motivational speech as to why music is so important to these films. The guy understood music, he understood story, and the result was The Little Mermaid. Okay? One of the best animated films that Disney has ever done. And if you really think about it, okay, take a moment. The Disney company has a incredible history with iconic music, right? The Little Mermaid not only holds its own against all that other iconic music that Walt Disney Company has created. It's not only does it hold its own, it's some of the best music in that company. Okay? And the reason for that is Howard Ashman. So Howard Ashman came in, he revolutionized everything. He reminded the animation department how to sing again, how to tell story again. And the result was The Little Mermaid. Now, I cannot understate the importance of The Little Mermaid. Okay? Next to Snow White, the first animated film, next to Snow White, The Little Mermaid is the most important movie in Disney history. It completely revolutionized everything. We would not have the Disney company today that currently exists without The Little Mermaid. At the time before The Little Mermaid, Disney was not doing well. It was not the Disney that you know today. It was not doing well. The animated films were not doing well in the theaters. There were a lot of hostile takeover bids of the company. There were rumors and talks on Wall Street that the company would be split up and various entities would buy them. It was a mess. Howard Ashman comes in. He revolutionizes animation, does The Little Mermaid, animation renaissance thereafter. Howard Ashman is an absolute genius. Roy Disney, the nephew of Walt, said he believes that Howard Ashman was another Walt Disney. Roy Disney, this is the nephew of Walt, saying he believes that Howard Ashman was another Walt. That's incredible. Absolutely incredible. And I agree with him. I absolutely agree with him. Watch The Little Mermaid. It's an incredible story. It's an incredible movie. Okay? So Howard Ashman came in. He did The Little Mermaid. He came in. He did Beauty and the Beast. And he also did Aladdin. These are the movies that jump-started an animation revolution, a renaissance. And it didn't just impact movies, it impacted theme parks and everything. Like I said before, Disney would not be the same without that Little Mermaid. And we wouldn't have had Little Mermaid without Howard Ashman. Brilliant. Genius. So, unfortunately, Mr. Ashman in 1991 passed away of the AIDS epidemic. We lost him way too soon. And just like Walt in the late 60s, I thought about, what else was in this man's head? What else would he have done if he would have lived just another 10, 15, or 20 years? It's sad. We lost him way too soon. And as said, in tributes to him in the past, he literally gave a mermaid her voice and a beast his soul. He is an integral part to Disney Animation and the Disney Corporation, the Walt Disney Company as a whole. Without Howard Ashman, we would not have the Disney that we have today. As a Disney fan, as someone who's extremely passionate about this company, I cannot be more grateful, more appreciative as to what Howard gave this company. He saved the Walt Disney Company. He saved animation. And for that, I'm forever grateful. And I honestly miss Howard Ashman. I actually did a video about a month ago in regards to the current state of Walt Disney Animation. Are they slipping in quality? And I stand by those comments. I think they are. Look, watch The Little Mermaid, watch Beauty and the Beast. You'll see the animated films today do not hold a candle to those films. The animated films today feel kind of DreamWorks-y, to be honest with you. They feel like, I don't know, they're very hip and trendy. They're not what they were. Howard Ashman saved animation. Howard Ashman saved the Walt Disney Company. I'm going to link below all the links regarding Howard. There's one link in particular that I really want you guys to watch. It's Howard Ashman kind of coaching Jodi Benson, the voice of The Little Mermaid, right? And he's kind of going over with her how to approach Part of Your World, the song in The Little Mermaid, the key song in that film. And he's telling her, don't belt out the lyrics like you're on Broadway. We want more intimacy. Put a lid on it. More intensity. We want you to. It's more of a conversation, or you're bottled up. You want to feel that intensity. He understood music. He understood story. It wasn't just about belting out the songs, and getting it out there. He understood that for this part of the film, we need you to tone it down, but have it intense, but don't do it like you're on Broadway on a stage. Howard Ashman understood that. Current Walt Disney Animation does not understand that. They don't. I'm sorry. I'm not going to apologize for that. They do not understand that. They can learn a lot from Mr. Ashman. So, those are my opinions. Howard Ashman, Disney legend, absolute brilliance. I'm going to link below as well a link to a Pediatric AIDS Foundation. As I said, Howard Ashman unfortunately passed away from the AIDS epidemic. So I'm going to link below a charity for AIDS. If you guys want to donate in his honor, that's fine. I just wanted to do a little something, contribute, you know, to that epidemic in honor of Mr. Ashman, because I do appreciate all of his work with Disney. But I want you guys to comment. Let me know, what do you think about Howard Ashman? What do you think about his contribution, his role at Disney? Do you agree with me? He was an integral part. Do you agree with me about his films that he created? What are your thoughts? Comment below. I want to thank you guys so much for watching, and have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.